in the golden halls where lanterns glow softly, beneath ceilings painted with stars eternal. A silence stretches like the desert night, for the palace knows the secret weight of a broken heart. He walks slowly, the Prince of Dubai, his robe trailing over marble floors polished with memory. And though the crown rests steady upon his noble head, inside his chest storms of sorrow gather like desert winds. "Tears in the palace," the servants whisper softly. For never before had they seen his eyes so dim, the same eyes that once shone like falcons in flight, now heavy with the burden of betrayal unseen. She was once the jewel upon his throne, a name spoken with tenderness beneath starlit skies. Her laughter once the music that turned stone into song, her presence once the oasis to his weary soul. But now what remains? Only echoes, echoes that wander through the royal halls, like ghosts searching for warmth they cannot find. For promises broken leave shadows deeper than night. He trusted her with the empire of his heart, offered her falcons and horses, roses and pearls. But trust is fragile like desert glass. Once shattered, it cuts deeper than any blade. Every smile she gave, now questioned. Every vow she swore, now drowned in doubt. And he wonders beneath the moon's pale gaze, was I ever truly seen? Or just a crown to wear? The palace fountains weep in rhythm, their waters carrying secrets of lost love. And the roses in the royal gardens fade, as though they too mourn the queen who could not stay. He remembers nights in the desert beneath the stars, where love felt eternal like dunes without end. Her hand in his, her whispers soft as prayer, promising forever in a language of devotion. Yet forever was stolen, shattered like mirrors. Betrayal entering the palace like a thief in the dark, and the sheikh's heart became a battlefield. Between memory's sweetness and reality's wound, "Oh Allah," he prays in the silence of his chamber. "Why did she turn away when I gave her the world?" His voice trembles like the desert wind at dawn. Yet his soul still clings to dignity, for he is Fazza. But even princes bleed behind golden doors. Even royals feel the ache of broken trust, and his poetry becomes his only weapon, writing verses that carry his sorrow like falcons through the night. He writes of betrayal masked in beauty, of love that tasted like honey but stung like venom, of smiles that hid daggers, of vows that were lies, of a queen who left the throne of his heart empty. The world outside sees only his smile, the strong ruler, the poet prince of Dubai, but inside the palace walls, unseen by the crowd, he is but a man wounded by love's betrayal. Tears in the palace, silent yet endless, falling into carpets woven with history. And though he wipes them away with steady hands, the ache lingers like the call of the desert wind. Betrayal, how cruel a guest, entering hearts without warning, tearing apart what was built with trust, leaving ruins where love once stood proud. Yet he does not curse her name aloud, for dignity is the crown he refuses to drop. But in his verses, in the rhythm of his soul, the truth flows like an endless desert river. "Oh, beloved who was once my world, why did you wound the hands that lifted you?" His poetry asks the stars above, yet the stars remain silent, knowing but distant. He gave her horses swift as the desert wind, falcons soaring high as his dreams, pearls born from the ocean's heart. But none could bind loyalty where it was absent. Now he walks the palace halls alone, his shadow his only companion. And though the world calls him sheikh, prince, ruler, he feels like nothing more than a man betrayed. His disappointment is deeper than the dunes, wider than the gulf that separates shores, for it is not just love he lost, but the trust that built the foundation of his soul. And still he writes, for poetry is his sword, a way to bleed without showing scars, to scream without breaking silence, to heal while carrying the wound. Tears in the palace, the poets will say, not of weakness but of truth, for even the strongest hearts falter. When love once sacred turns to betrayal, the night sky listens to his verses. The moon becomes his confidant, and the desert wind carries his sorrow to lands far beyond where lovers too have cried. Yet he knows tomorrow he must rise again. For a sheikh cannot linger forever in grief, and though his heart remains wounded, his spirit is a falcon. It will soar once more, but the memory of betrayal will never fade. It will remain etched upon his soul like desert carvings, a reminder that even palaces are not safe from the storms of love's cruel deceit.